Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan leaves Paramount for NBCUniversal. You can spend the night in the actual Poltergeist house. Derek Hough and Ryan Seacrest are battling it out online. Three's Company actress Suzanne Somers comes back from the dead just in time for Halloween. And lots more silliness this week on the Swish Edition. Oh my goodness, isn't that fun?
You're listening to the Swish Edition because you have nothing better to do.
Hey everybody, it's Wednesday, October 29th, and I cut my hair. I mean, literally, I cut my hair.
Yourself.
Can you tell?
Mm-hmm.
I just came home. Dale was still out, and I was like, dude, I'm cutting my hair. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this bedhead situation in the morning.
You just got a wild thought that you wanted to cut your hair wickedly short.
A wild hair. Hey, I got to tell you something.
It.
Yeah, thanks. And I got this is my costume shirt on.
I have my Halloween shirt on too.
It scares me. It says
Rob, I came downstairs in it and Rob said, "Where's the other B?"
Or BS. Since you have to. So, like I said, today is Wednesday, October 29th, and this is an important date for me, Kristen. Dale too, maybe, although, he's not really around much anymore. But exactly 16 years ago today, in 2009, is the day that Dale Blades and I released our very first podcast episode.
That's incredible.
16 years ago today.
You know what? As with many things, in some ways that seems like 16 lifetimes ago.
Right?
But in another way, how could it be possibly 16 years?
16 years that Dale and I have also been attached at the hip. So it's been kind of crazy. Back then, Kristen, I didn't have all the fancy equipment that I have today or that you're using there. I have soundboards where I can do all kinds of stuff like that. Back in the olden days, Dale and I used to sit at a tiny little round table in my office on the third floor of my house in DC. You remember that house?
I remember.
And we used one singular microphone. Here it is. His name is Jerome. And this would sit on the table between us and we'd record all of our podcasts. We used this for the first couple years before we got actual nice Rode microphones. So isn't that crazy? The whole thing was
is.
And when we'd go do interviews, because Freddie from Freddie's beach bar and restaurant in Arlington, Virginia was our very first guest, and we just took this to his house and recorded it like this. It was kind of fun. And of course I still have it. It lives in my desk drawer, and it's still good for doing interviews in the wild. You don't have to take any equipment. Of course, you can also use your iPhone, which is just as effective.
Which is, just as good and more convenient. Yeah. What a beautiful trip down memory lane that was.
Thank you.
This morning. Yes. Well, in other news, your camera's auto zooming on you again. In other news, this broke on Monday, Scott, I'm sure you heard. Taylor Sheridan, the prolific television creator, is moving from Paramount to NBCUniversal.
Crazy.
I don't know what those people at Paramount were thinking, because he basically built that, streaming platform, Paramount Plus. It's all, their success is all due to his shows. Of course, he created Yellowstone and all the spinoffs that have come and are coming from that.
There's so many.
I know. Tulsa King, that's the only one I think of his series that I haven't watched. That's the one with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, it's on our list. It's supposed to be really good.
I've heard that too. I don't know why we haven't watched it. Landman with Billy Bob Thornton and others who I love. And I just saw the preview.
Yeah, it's coming back for another season next month.
It is. And Mayor of Kingstown with Jeremy Renner, which is out. It's dropped. The fourth season is out. We have to watch it. And Lioness, which is in the
I haven't
works to
seen
come
that one
back.
either.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's so good.
Really?
With Nicole Kidman and Zoe Saldana. No.
Oh, okay.
So good. So good. Anyway, his deal with NBCUniversal doesn't start until January of 2029. So he'll be with Paramount for a little while longer. And you have to wonder how that dynamic is going to work when he's still there and still producing for them, but they know he's leaving.
Yeah.
That's kind of like getting a divorce, but you're living in the same house for some period of time. It seems like it's not going to be fun.
Crazy.
Taylor Sheridan and his producing partner, David Glasser, have established their production facility in Texas. And many of their series film at his ranch, which is called the 4 Sixes Ranch. And it's a 266,000 acre ranch.
That's a big ranch.
It's a big ass place.
It's a big ass place.
Yeah. So that it should be interesting.
It was huge news on Monday. That's for definitely sure. Taylor, as it turns out, and I've wanted to go, it's on our list. There's so many things on our list, Kristen, but Taylor Sheridan has a restaurant here in Las Vegas at the Wynn Casino, and it's called the 4 Sixes Ranch Steakhouse. And I just, for shits and giggles, decided to pull up the menu just to see what's on it. It's a little pricey. You're not taking the family there if you're on a budget.
I imagine it would be.
Yeah. But I want to try the 48-ounce Japanese purebred Freedom Wagyu Tomahawk. It is $899.99.
Could any steak possibly be worth $1,000 to eat a steak?
Someone must think so. But a 48-ounce tomahawk would probably feed 4 people. So that's 900 divided by 4. That's not too bad, right? And then you get some sides.
Yeah. That's still
if
quite
48 ounces can't feed 4 people, then you're doing something wrong, right? Well, I guess part of that is bone.
Well, yes, that's the essence of a tomahawk, which is why lots of people say you're stupid to pay for a tomahawk because you're paying a lot of money for the bone that you're not eating.
We've actually done it. Dale and I have split a tomahawk before, not one quite that big and not one that cost $900, but we've done it. I think ours was $250. But
I've bought them and made them. I sous vide them and made them at home for a special meal. But can we just getting back to, not to belabor this, but getting back to Taylor Sheridan?
Of course.
I have this opinion of him, which I'm pretty sure is mostly based on the character that he played on Yellowstone.
Right.
And I think he's an asshole because the character that he played on Yellowstone was such an arrogant jerk who was mean and nasty to, a younger kid on the show. I know, but it was cemented when there was all that back and forth with between him and Kevin Costner wanted the freedom to be able to make a movie, and Taylor Sheridan was like, this isn't working, so you're gone, goodbye. And there was a large portion of the audience that was like, yeah, we're not watching Yellowstone without Kevin Costner. Like, no, thank you. And you're an arrogant asshole for not accommodating the star of the show, who is a Hollywood icon. And I don't even like Kevin Costner that much, to be honest with you. But he was really good in Yellowstone. Yeah. So I don't know. I wonder if Taylor Sheridan really is an arrogant asshole. I'll probably never know the truth.
Let's go try to find him and sit down with him. Maybe he'll come on for an interview.
Let's just call him and see if he wants to chat.
I'll just randomly call him up on the phone. That's a good idea. Well, speaking of TV, if I may take over for a minute, this is such a crazy thing. And I did a little research and I found out it's true. I mean, now this is only going to appeal to or tickle the funny bone of or pique the interest of people who are our age or older, I think.
Yeah.
But if you ever watch Three's Company, which if it's on, I'll watch it because I think it's hilarious. And I put it on all the time. If you remember, the 6th season opener was a little different from the first 5 seasons where they were at the zoo. And in one of the scenes, Joyce DeWitt, the actress that played Janet, is seen kneeling down, feeding a goat when a little toddler walks over. I remember this. It's ingrained in my head. I remember the beginning of that show. Absolutely. Oh, I've watched those episodes a dozen times each. Anyway, That toddler is Jason Ritter, John Ritter's son.
Oh, that's so
John Ritter, of
cute.
course, played Jack in the series, and he passed away, gosh, maybe 20 years ago. He's been dead for a long time. Yeah, he died way too early.
Yeah.
And Joyce DeWitt's the only actor living from that show.
From that
Everyone
whole
else
show.
is gone. Yeah. Oh, well, that's not true. No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Of the original cast. Because the two people who replaced Suzanne Somers, they're still alive. So sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. I remember one of the people who replaced her. I don't remember the second.
And of course, I don't have their names right in front of me. One of them was on Dallas for a while. And they're great. Anyway, just a little piece of history. And perhaps I put the picture up on the screen. I don't remember if I did that in post-production.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
Maybe I forgot to. Maybe. If not, just Google it. Anyway, also, have you heard about this craziness?
No.
Between the two biggest closet cases in Hollywood. And I say that tongue-in-cheek because they both pretend to be straight and they say they're straight, but Derek Hough and Ryan Seacrest both seem like big mo's to me, but that's just me. Usually gay guys can tell other gay guys. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, Derek Hough became famous from being one of the pro dancers on Dancing with the Stars. His sister was also on the show. She's now an actress. Anyway, they're pretty famous. And Ryan Seacrest, of course, is the guy with all the jobs, and he is the new host of Wheel of Fortune, which I still haven't watched. I've seen clips online, but I've never sat down to watch him.
Because you're
hosting
not
the show.
75.
I'm not 75. Anyway, it seems that Derek Hough and Ryan Seacrest are battling it out online. Ryan gave an interview, I think it was to USA Today or something. He said that when they did a celebrity edition of Wheel of Fortune, when they taped it, they had all the Dancing with the stars on. And during a break, Derek Hough got on the middle of the wheel and had someone twist it around. And Ryan had to scold him and say, Derek, you need to get off that wheel. If you break it, that's the only wheel we have. There is only one. So, of course, that story went viral. And then Derek got on social media and he said, sorry, this is 1,000% not true. I would never disrespect a set like that. He said, I just didn't do it. That didn't happen.
But why would Ryan Seacrest make up something like that?
And why would Derek deny it? If he actually did it, he could just say, my bad. Yeah. I mean, it has to be on video, right? I mean, the cameras are always rolling, aren't they?
Well, who else was there?
There was a whole studio audience.
So why can't we ask one of the?
Someone needs to come forward and tell us what really happened because there were at least 100 people in the room, right? So stupid. Anyway, Derek Hough apparently did win $63,000 for Feeding America because, as you know, Kristen, celebrities aren't allowed to keep the money they win on game shows, which I've always thought was so stupid. Now I think it's stupid. Why can't a celebrity go on a game show and keep the money they win?
Because that's greedy as hell. That's why.
I think it would be fun if they did a celebrity edition of a game show and said, hey, you get to keep the money. Charities
no
get enough.
one would show up for that.
Charities get enough money, Kristen. And finally, my last TV story that I want to tell you about. I'm excited about this. Of course, I'm one of the biggest fans of the Sopranos TV show from HBO. I think it is arguably the best TV drama of all time. And creator David Chase is finally coming back to television with a limited series for, of course, HBO. I want him to come back and do I have this idea, Kristen, that he needs to come back with a follow-up show to The Sopranos called Carmela. And it would all be about what she's doing now with Edie Falco. How fun would that be? Anyway.
I love Edie Falco.
Maybe Tony Soprano died and she took over.
Edie Falco is going to be on this season of
Mayor of
Kingstown.
That's right.
Yes.
She is amazing at whatever she does.
I heard Nurse Jackie is coming back again.
What?
Yeah.
That was such a good show.
But the ending was so ambiguous. Like, you didn't know if she lived or died at the end because she was ODing, basically.
Spoiler alert to anyone that hasn't seen Nurse Jackie.
The show was like a million years ago. If you haven't seen it by now, Give me a break.
That's true. That's like ruining the end of Sopranos. You're allowed to ruin it at this point.
Yes,
it's been out for
exactly
15, 20 years.
Exactly.
15 years maybe. Anyway, David Chase is coming back. He bought this book. He bought the rights to a book called Project Mind Control. So what this is basically, it's based on a true story about what the CIA did back in the Cold War era, like 1960s or something. They did this psychedelic program that conducted dangerous and deadly mind control experiments on willing and unwilling participants.
Yikes.
So that's what the book is about. And I think they could make a fun series out of that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes down. But that's going to come
creepy
to HBO sometime, probably late next year or early 27. And when I say 27, I think, oh, that's so far in the future.
It seems like way far away, but it's really not.
It's really not.
Well, continuing with that sounds very disturbing. Here's another disturbing item in our second Three's Company related story of the week. This is truly twisted. Suzanne Somers' widower, who of course is named Alan Hamill, has developed and is now using a clone of his late wife. Suzanne Somers, of course, is best known as Chrissy Snow of the aforementioned Three's Company, and for making a fortune with the Thigh Master.
A fortune.
In the 80s. Yeah. 70s, 80s. She passed away, of course, a couple of years ago in 23 from cancer, and she was 76. So her late husband, her widower, has told People magazine that he and Suzanne were interested in AI for some time, and that she actually encouraged the cloning before she passed away. Of course, no one will ever know whether she really did encourage it or not, because she's gone. He claims she wanted to do it for him, Alan, and for her fans. So basically, he trained this AI clone with the 27 books that she wrote, as well as all of her many hundreds of TV interviews that she gave. And he said creepy things like, quote, "It was Suzanne. I asked her a few questions and she answered them, and it blew me and everyone else away." Basically, he's saying that he's been with her for 35 years and he knows just what her face looks like. And when you put them side by side, he can't tell which is the real Suzanne and which is the AI clone.
It's so scary.
I mean, that is just
so scary.
Snapchat, the social media app, also has the Snapchat My AI feature, which is powered by ChatGPT. And people have been using that feature to create chatbots based on loved ones that they're mourning. This is not healthy. I'm so sorry. This is deeply, deeply disturbing in every way.
I think we've touched on this before, but I'll tell you, it scares me. I think that people could go down a rabbit hole that they can't get out of. And if you are just sitting at home chatting with a fake version of your dead loved one all day and all night because you miss them so horribly, it's just not healthy. It's just not a good thing.
No.
You can have pictures of your loved ones in your house and you can talk to them maybe throughout the day, looking up at the ceiling, but
this is
sitting down and talking to a fake version of them,
this is different. Wasn't there a movie in recent history, I can't think when, with Joaquin Phoenix, and he fell in love with an artificial intelligence
AI girlfriend,
whatever it was. I never saw it, but it's like, this is not good for people's mental health. It's cannot be.
It can't be. It can't be. And I really, if someone in my universe tried to do it or was doing it, I think I would do something, or at least tell them what I thought.
Have some sort of intervention.
Intervention, dude. Pull the plug.
Which is not, I mean, how do you even, terrible. Yeah. Okay, well, continuing with the perhaps less disturbing, but more on the creepy vein.
Yeah.
You can now stay overnight in the Poltergeist house.
I love it.
Through Airbnb. So the Simi Valley, California house that was made famous, of course, by the 1980s horror movie Poltergeist is now available to rent on Airbnb. Rachel Powers, who is the new owner of the house, says that she has seen Poltergeist, the OG movie, 50 plus times.
Wow.
She wanted to recreate the feeling of the film's eerie charm, but also to have it be warm and inviting.
Okay. Yeah.
Not everyone is thrilled, as you might imagine. The people who live in this neighborhood are like, okay, we've already had decades and decades of attention, and now you're bringing even more strangers into our neighborhood, which is really annoying. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath house, and it doesn't go for cheap. We checked a random Tuesday night in December, and it's over $1,600 a night, Scott.
That's ridiculous.
And of course, it's already booked for Halloween night.
Yeah.
But what's funny is in the fine print, ghost hunting is not permitted without a written agreement in advance.
What the hell does that mean?
So no Ouija boards, no seances, no spirit summoning, no dark rituals. All of those are strictly prohibited, and a mandatory cleansing fee will be applied for $150 to $250 if you engage in any of those things. No proof is required, of course.
I think that was probably put in the rules on the Airbnb site as a joke, because I mean, one, how are they going to prove that you actually did that unless they have cameras in the house, right? And then two, why would they care if someone tried to talk to ghosts while they're at the house? It's just kind of crazy, because ghosts aren't real people, for one.
Oh my gosh, it makes me want to go back, and that has to be one of my favorite movies of all time. I've probably seen it 50 times. Craig T. Nelson, Joe Beth Williams. I mean, just
so
phenomenal.
Great. So
phenomenal.
Great.
I remember every scene of that movie vividly.
And my sister and I have talked about this a lot. It was one of the first movies that we were specifically told by my mother that we were not to watch.
Really?
And of course, we watched it over and over and over again. I mean, at that point, we were 10 and 12 when it came out.
Yeah.
I guess by the time it got to HBO, which we had from the beginning, we always had it. We were probably 11 and 12 or 12 and 13 or something
or
like
so.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I never saw it in the theater. My mother never would have agreed for me to see it in the theater, but it was on HBO.
It must have been an R-rated movie. Although it wouldn't have been. It may have been when it came out. It wouldn't be today. It would be PG-13 today.
It makes me
a 13-year-old can deal with that movie.
The HBO music is playing in my head right now.
Yeah, that. I wish they'd play that more often. Sometimes they'll do it just for fun. They'll do it before a movie, but obviously they don't do it very often because it's kind of long. It's like 2 minutes long.
Takes me back.
One of the best openings, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, speaking of things that aren't healthy for you, like staying in a ghost-ridden house or talking to your AI dead wife, Halloween is just 2 days away, as you know, from our shirts and shit. But I have to tell you, here's an update, because we talked about this last week, why I didn't have candy in my house last week. I still don't have candy in my house. I'm waiting till the last minute because I know that Dale and I will eat it all.
Yep.
So, but probably get it. I'll probably buy it today or tomorrow morning. I probably won't wait until Friday. But you know that a lot of people use the delivery services to get their candy because they get home from work on Friday and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I have nothing to give the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't know about this. Tell me if you knew about this, but this year there's a brand new candy. It's called Nerds Candy Corn. I got a picture. I'll probably put it on the screen. Did you know Nerds Candy Corn was a thing?
I did not, and I want no part of it because there's no chance that tastes like this, which is what my earrings are candy corn. And I knew that you were going to slander candy corn on the show today. It is not disgusting. It is.
You're going to eat it right now?
Freaking tastic.
All right. Well, when she eats it, I will tell you that Brock's just announced that they are making 22 million pounds of candy corn this year. 22 million pounds, Kristen.
I bought the kind.
How much did you buy?
That has the harvest mix, that has the regular candy corn, the one that's like has the brown and the little Malamar pumpkins.
Yeah.
It's so good. Every last piece of it.
She's so eating it. I don't know why you want to have waxy ickiness in your mouth.
It's not waxy. It's like honey in solid form. It's so good.
It's like poo on a stick is what it is.
Team candy corn forever.
Kristen, this year, chocolate continues to be on the outs for many folks in America because they say rising cocoa prices.
Cacao.
Cacao. Nobody says it that way here, but it's
Well,
cocoa.
cacao is different from cocoa.
Cacao is different from
nut.
cocoa?
Yes.
Oh.
Cacao is the nut that it comes from.
You're a nut. But yeah, I'm a nut because I don't know that. But yeah. But what is Halloween without chocolate? I just don't get it. If you don't get a chocolate bar in your bag, then something went wrong.
But do you know? Right? But do you know what? Last year, I separated our candy into 2 buckets. The chocolate, everything chocolate went in one, and all the, fruity, sour, whatever went in another. The kids wanted the sour stuff and the sweet stuff and the nerds and the starbursts and all that stuff, and there was more of the chocolate left over.
I like that idea. I'm going to do that this year, and I'll report on next week's episode what my kids here in Vegas did. We had over 80 kids last year, so I need to get a lot. Because of the chocolate shortage or prices, only one of Mars's 4 new Halloween bulk variety packs contains solely chocolate. There's only one.
Noticed that. Yeah. I noticed that this year.
2 variety bags contain only Starburst, Skittles, Lifesavers, and Hubba Bubba. If I got Hubba Bubba in my bag, I'd be very pissed.
Really?
Oh my God, I can't stand a big wad of gum in my mouth. It's so gross. I hate gum.
Are you kidding? Kids love blowing gigantic bubbles with bubble gum. Yes, Max loves it.
I don't like gum. Gum is gross.
I was looking at candy at Target the other day, and I did notice that there were very few bags that are solely chocolate. They all have 1 or 2 different
Something
things
else in there.
Stuck in there, yeah.
Despite everything I just said, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are still the top choice this year. That's what they say.
Be. They reign supreme.
Gummies are also growing on people, and they're selling a lot.
Kids love gummies.
I love gummies too. Overall, Halloween candy has been reduced in size by 10% since last year. Shrinkflation continues, Kristen. It's not just Halloween candy. It's shampoo. It's cans of soup. It's boxes of whatever.
Cereal. I mean, yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything is shrinkflation, but are they shrinking the prices along with it? No, the prices go up. So
yeah, that's how that works.
That's how it works.
Keeping with the Halloween theme.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the Swish edition if we didn't give you some useless data that we've pulled from the internet. According to a National Retail Association survey, Americans are expected, amidst the economic woes and the government shutdown and all the uncertainty, Americans are expected to spend over $13 billion on Halloween overall this year, which is up from $11.6 billion last year.
Wow.
Yeah. 79% of people are smart and expect prices to be higher this year. That's good that people aren't stupid. 66% of people are saying they're going to hand out candy. Okay. So not a lot of bah humbug people. That's good. 51% of people surveyed said that they were both going to dress up in a costume and decorate their home, their yard, their porch, what have you. 46% will carve a pumpkin, 32% will attend and or host a party, and 23% of people are going to dress up their pets. That is, I think, a booming market segment of people spending money on their pets. Yeah. Per the National Retail Association, the most popular costumes for pets this year, Scott, will be pumpkins, hot dogs, bumblebees, and a tie between ghosts and superheroes. And of course, nearly 20% of pet costumes are aimed at matching the costumes of their owners, which is super, super cute.
It's cute, but also stupid because dogs don't. We're mostly talking about dogs, right? It's really hard to dress up a cat.
I don't know if you can dress up a cat. They wouldn't stand for that.
Most of them wouldn't. But it's stupid to dress up dogs. I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why. I don't understand the people who dress up their dogs on a regular basis, like put a sweater on them or a raincoat when they take them for a walk. It's like, would you stop? It's a dog. It doesn't need a sweater.
I think the exception is like people get things to cover their dog's paws so they don't get like ice melt chemicals stuck in their pads and stuff.
Different. My dogs won't wear them though. We tried it once upon a time. They refuse to wear them. They refuse to move. I tried it. We have them. We have them for both dogs. And basically they just sit down and try to gnaw them off. Our dogs don't our dogs don't even like their collars. We were sitting outside the other day and Sticks came walking up to us and I'm like, dude, you're naked. His collar was like halfway across the yard.
Pawed it off.
He was like, I don't need this anymore. It was revealed this past week, Kristen, that longtime 007 producers Michael Wilson and Barbara Broccoli were paid only $20 million for the creative control of the James Bond series, not $1 billion, as was reported earlier this year. As you know, Amazon now controls the James Bond world. I don't know that if I was Barbara Broccoli, whose father was Chubby Broccoli, who was the guy who started the whole thing, that I would give control to Jeff Bezos.
There's a big difference between 20 million and 1 billion. So how
did that happen?
I don't know.
Big time difference. Now, of course, Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson still gets money from James Bond. They just gave up creative control.
Sure.
So, as of now, the only thing that we know about the next James Bond movie, and it's been too long for me as a huge James Bond fan. I don't know what's taking so effing long, but Denis Villeneuve is going to direct. He did all the Dune movies, the 3 Dune movies reboots that Timothée Chalamet leads, and apparently he's great at that. I have not seen Dune. I have no interest in Dune. That's not my kind of thing, but I hope he'll do a good job with James Bond. And it was also announced, erroneously, because it's not true, that Aaron Taylor Johnson was signed up to play 007. You might know him from Bullet Train. He's been in a couple other indie movies. He could be James Bond, I guess. He's not my pick.
I don't know who that is. I'll have to look it up.
You'll have to look it up. But he hasn't been announced. He has not been offered the role. They have not picked someone yet. Or at least they haven't announced it yet. A recent survey said that Sean Connery is older fans' favorite James Bond, and Roger Moore appeals more to middle-agers, which kind of makes sense because it all depends on when you started watching James Bond, right? My first James Bond movie was Octopussy with Roger Moore. So I always think of him first and then Sean Connery second. Although arguably Sean Connery was a better James Bond because he was more I don't know. Roger Moore played it for laughs sometimes. Yeah. And Daniel Craig ranks high above from the fans that I swear to God, I'm not having an aneurysm. I'm not having a stroke. Let me try that again. Daniel Craig ranks high for the folks who like their James Bond more grittier. And arguably his movies were a lot grittier.
Yeah.
Although Timothy Dalton did that too. His 2 movies were kind of dark. And my least favorite is Pierce Brosnan. I thought those movies were okay. But that one with the invisible car I thought they jumped the shark with that. That was just so fucking stupid. But
never saw it.
Yeah. What do you mean? How's that possible?
Saw that one.
You haven't seen all 26 James Bond movies?
No. I remember the Roger Moore ones, but I don't know that I saw any of the others.
Let's stop the tape right now and have you go watch all of them and then report back to me what you thought.
I don't have that kind of time.
It would take you a couple of weeks probably. All right, I'll get off James Bond. I'm going to keep talking about it, though, because I'm a James Bond freak. I have James Bond books. I have all the movies.
You're a super fan.
I'm a super fan. And I go to the theater to watch them when they come out.
Good. You're keeping the industry alive.
I'm trying.
Finally, our final story of this week, Scott. Do you think that you could keep your job if you made a mistake that cost your company $100,000? I don't know many people that could. So last Saturday, in Pittsburgh, a Delta Airlines flight attendant accidentally deployed an emergency slide right before the Airbus 220 was about to push back from the gate. So this was not someone who was like a brand new nervous Nelly on their this guy, this male flight attendant, was a 26-year veteran, and he armed the door and then inexplicably opened it. Like, was it like out of a brain trick of habit or muscle memory, or gosh, oh my gosh.
I would think that, Kristen, so you know how it works, right? Have you ever watched them do it? They get down on their knees and they take this bar and they clip it into the bottom of, there's a bar at the bottom of the door that clips into the bottom of the airplane. So at that point, once it's armed, and you hear them talking, they go cross-check to remind each other to do it. And once it's armed, if you open the door, obviously the thing goes out. I would think that maybe he got down there and thought, oh, we're arriving.
Yeah.
I'm going to undo it and then I'm going to open the door. I could see how that, especially if you had something else on your mind, like, oh God, the guy in 2C just asked for a bourbon. Something else could have been on his mind, right?
Yes.
So what happened?
Or if he was a 26-year veteran, maybe this is the first sign of cognitive problems. Maybe.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone was trapped in the plane because the thing deployed. It opened into the jet bridge. Oh my God. Can you imagine? It took over an hour for the slide to be disconnected from the plane. The flight was delayed for 4 hours. Yeah. So apparently repacking and repairing a deployed slide can cost up to $20,000. And the canceled flight or delayed flight was estimated to cost the airline an additional $80,000. That's a hefty price tag for a mistake.
I would think that I bet you how much you want to bet. And this is what I would do if I was in charge of flight attendants at Delta. I'd send them back to school. Because, the flight attendants have to go to retraining every 2 years, I think. I would send him immediately back to flight school if he wants to keep his job. That's what I would do. I think that should be mandatory in a situation like that. Right?
I feel really bad for this guy.
Yeah. And you know what else happens when accidents like this happen? The FAA comes on and every single flight attendant and pilots have to have a drug test.
Is that right?
Every single time something like this happens. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. It's a FAA rule. So when those two Delta planes, like their wings hit on the runway a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, every single person on both of those planes has to be drug tested.
Wow.
Even the flight attendants who had nothing to do with it. They're not driving the plane.
They're not in charge of it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Can you see the sun on my face? Look right there.
Yes, I can.
I usually close my window blinds and I forgot to do it. Anyway, Delta, still the best airline in the country, though. I think they still get great ratings, even though they could have killed somebody. If there was a worker in the jet bridge at that time who had just started to pull it back and was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That, you know how fast that
it's
that
like an
airbag
open? In a car. It's like
it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yowza.
Speaking of crazy, Kristen, Halloween is just 2 days away. So excited. I've already started decorating my front yard. I've got my giant pumpkin out there. He's about 6 feet around. He's huge.
Nice.
It's one of those blow up ones and he lights up. Yeah. He's on a timer.
We have spider webs on all the bushes. We have a giant skeleton hanging from the tree in our front yard. So we're T-minus, how many days did you say?
48 hours from
48 hours from now. In Swish Edition time. And Max still has not committed to a costume. I think he's going to do a homemade one, which is he's going to be a race car driver and wear one of Rob's old
helmets.
Either Rob's helmet or my old helmet and some driving gloves and all that stuff. But if that doesn't work out, because it could go south, I ordered a Grim Reaper costume, a dragon costume. Here's one that I thought was clever that I think Max is going to think is lame. We're reading a book series called Percy Jackson and the Olympians right now. And Percy Jackson is like a preteen kid. So it's just a t-shirt and a sword. I don't know that anyone's going to know who Percy Jackson is, but anyway. So I'll have to report back next week as to what he settles on. But and I also bought a whole bunch of you know, oh my gosh, what are they called? The glow sticks that you crack them and you make them into bracelets. So I'm going to have those on our table at the end of our driveway and make a bunch of bracelets and give them out with the candy.
Great
which will be
idea.
Fun.
Oh, it's so fun. Well, we're looking forward to hanging out with our neighbors. We only see them once a year, and because everyone goes outside and sets up a table because nobody wants.
The only time you see your neighbors outside of their house is at Halloween.
I wave at them when they're driving to work, but I literally haven't talked to any of them since last Halloween. But everyone on my little cul-de-sac here has a dog. So if you have dogs in the house, you can't have people come to the door. So that's why we all set up a table on our driveways, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should just put all of our tables all together in the middle of the street.
That would be much more efficient for the trick-or-treaters. They could just bop down the tables. Why not?
I like that idea. All right. I'll report back and let you know what happened.
Okay, good.
I'll probably be wearing this t-shirt. I'm going to throw this in the wash and wear it again on Friday. Because
you got it so dirty sitting there in your studio today.
Well, you don't know if I'm clean or not. I did take a shower. I did, but you wouldn't.
Not that anyone would know.
That's right. We don't have smell-o-vision yet, or smell a podcast. All right, I love you. We'll be back next
Halloween.
week, Kristen, and next week is another month, November already.
That's right.
Imagine that.
The month of my birth.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, bye.
That was fun.
The Swish Edition is a production of Bethwick Media, LLC. Learn more about the show at swishedition.com. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast app or site. But only if you like us.